Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Power of Attorney. I am absolutely delighted, guys, to be here with you on this fabulous Wednesday morning. Today's show, we are going to be talking about what does 2018 look like for you in your life and in your business. We are honored, guys, to have with us Mr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. Mr. McKenzie is the president and CEO of Maryland-based JNF Enterprises. And so welcome to the show, Mr. McKenzie.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am doing great. Listen, I know that you're very busy. I always like for our guests and our viewers to understand that people take time out of their busy work schedule. These are entrepreneurs to be here with us. So I'm very, very, very excited about having Mr. McKenzie here, because one of the things that I know that his company does is they really help you get focused, not just on business, but your personal life. So without further ado, and before we jump into all of that, tell our viewers a little bit more about who you are and what you guys do over there at JNF Enterprises.
Well, JNF Enterprises is a distribution, publishing, and business consulting firm here in Baltimore, Maryland. And what we do is we provide book publishing services for aspiring authors, as well as authors that are already published authors but are looking to gain more market exposure. And then we also provide entrepreneurship business consulting for aspiring entrepreneurs, and then those entrepreneurs that may already be in a particular industry, but looking to gain more exposure, expand their brand, expand their target market. So that's what we do. We work with individuals, kind of help them bring their vision to reality. So I can't hear you on the time.
Oh yeah, my mute was on. Y'all know I'm having technical difficulties. I don't have a problem letting y'all know that. Okay, that's what happens when you're trying to control that. but here's what I like about what you guys do, Leroy, is because oftentimes I know a lot of visionaries. I know a lot of people, they have big dreams, big goals, big ambitions, but the thing that they don't have is the plan.
Exactly.
They don't know how to get this thing out of their head into the full reality of it. And we have some people that kind of know, but then they like, well, this is too hard. I don't want to do it. So I love the fact that you guys kind of work in this space of publishing and helping people really get something from being I guess in the spirit realm, to an actualized product. Like, that is really, really cool. I know that one of the things that you guys do is really about like entrepreneurship and business planning. Tell us a little bit more about what that is, and I guess if that's like the services you guys offer. How do you do that?
Well, what I usually do, the way I start off with any potential client when we have a conversation, when we talk, is we talk about their vision. What is it, like you just said, what is it that they have in their head? What idea is it that you're trying to bring to reality? I got to know where they are in that process. Is it just a pipe dream? Is it something that they thought about, that they thought out? What particular industry that they're looking to go into, kind of where they've been as far as the business. Have they done any kind of work in that particular field that they're looking to go into? Have they done any research? Just having a conversation with them, and then also finding out them personally, who they are on the personal side, because I want to know who the individual is, because a lot of times many entrepreneurs, their businesses can be a reflection of them. And what you do is you'll take a lot of who you are and your personality and pour that into the type of culture that you put into your business. So having that conversation with them is how I initially start to find out where they are, who they are, and then where they want to go, the vision that they have. And then once we have that conversation, then we can sit down and we can talk about, okay, where do we go? You know, what are the steps that we need to put in place in order for you to be able to get from where you are now, which is where you might just have the thought, to actually, you know, where either the doors are open, the online website is there, or you're actually in business. So we take you through that whole kind of mapping out process and talking about from, you know, I'm talking from all the way from having a business plan, developing a business plan, to, you know, to being where you have, you know, where you have your first client, or if it's someone that's looking to write a book, you know, to having that book in front of you, and you're actually looking to go to your first event.
I love it, because here's the thing, guys. You know, we keep it real on Power of Attorney. Do not call JNF Enterprises if you're not ready to do the work.
Woo,
Let me tell you what happens. I have had situations where I have told them that, listen, I'm going to have to let you go because you are not interested in doing the work. So I can't have you as a client if you're not going to do the work. You know what they told me? I'm paying you.
Wow. So
I said, you all paid up,
yep,
but we're not going any further. Don't expect another invoice, because what people don't understand is, for people like us that help you get where you're trying to go. See, if you don't get there, you already told somebody that you're working with us. All that is the fact that you can do anything, right? Yep. And then they like, JNF, LeTonya Moore, what? I wouldn't work with her because such and such used to work with her and they ain't do nothing. Right? Exactly. People don't understand. So guys, I'm encouraging you, be ready. It's a difference between when you have your consultation, right? You thought you were ready and you're not. And so what JNF is going to do is help you understand what you need to do to get ready, and then you come back.
Yeah, and one of the points that you just made, I think that one of the mistakes that folks make going into those who have this aspiration to be an entrepreneur, they don't understand, because I did it myself. They don't understand the work that goes into it. I tell everybody when I speak or whatever, this ain't for everybody. This entrepreneurship journey is not for everybody. And like you just said, if you're not ready to put that work in and put the time in, because that's it, then this ain't for you, because it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of your time. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. And if you're not willing to pay that cost, like you said, you ain't no need even come to see me. Ain't no need even making the phone call, because it's going to take real work. You got to put the work in.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, guys, this is not, I always feel like I have to say this, that it's not really, nobody's bashing, but I think you have to understand that this is real business. When you decide that you are going to be an entrepreneur, even if it's your side hustle, this is what I tell people. You have to decide, is this a hobby? Right. Is this a hustle? Is this a business? Is this a legacy? Right? And the reason that, depending on how you see it, is going to determine the amount of work that you need to do. I was speaking with a lovely gentleman yesterday, and those were the questions that I asked him. And he was like, listen, right now, look, I'm just trying to make some money. He did. He said, because it was a referral. So, you know, I always have to ask those questions so I know how deep to go.
Right.
He said, listen, I'm just trying to make some money. This is what I really do. Like his full-time gig, what he does. This is what I really do. He said, but this, I'm just trying to make some money. He said, yeah, I know people that do this side thing full-time, and they make just as much as I make in my full-time job. But you know what he said? My full-time job, I work 2 days a week. The people that's making the same amount of money as me, they work all week. I get that, right? He's like, I like my free time. But here's the thing. He's honest about it, because he didn't say, well, shoot, I could do both and try to do them both full time. And it wasn't even about being greedy. It wasn't about the money. It was about, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. right? Because his thing was, I don't want to work no harder.
Right.
I just want to get this. So you have to be realistic about where you are in this entrepreneurial journey. Don't you think that?
Oh, you have to be real about it. I mean, and because if you're not, then you'll wind up taking yourself and being, like you said, just you'll wind up getting frustrated. You'll wind up not taking it seriously. Like you said, there's a difference between a hobby, a hustle, and a business. You know, there's three different mindsets when you talk about those. So what mind frame do you want to be in? If this is my business, this is what I do, that's how you're going to think. That's how you need to affect it. If it's a hustle, like you just said, the gentleman you just talked about, if it's a hustle, hey, I'm just trying to get some extra money, I need some extra coins in my pocket, then you're going to look at it like that. If it's a hobby, it's like, hey, I can take it or leave it. It doesn't matter. If I do something, I do something. But trust me, there's a difference between those three. And to me, the major difference in the three of them is how you see time, how you see your time, because your time is your most important asset that you have, and each of those different ways of thinking, you see time differently.
Yeah,
you see your time differently in them. So
yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting because even with all that, and if we can spend just a little time, Mr. McKenzie, sort of talking about helping people really understand at this juncture how to know, right? Because there's really people that believe that a hobby is a side gig.
Right.
So let me tell you guys my definition, and then I'm going to ask Mr. McKenzie to talk about his. My definition of a hobby is that it's something you do for fun. It's gratifying. You like to see your work. You don't really care about people buying it. And you really get annoyed when people ask you to make them one. Right? Right? That's a hobby. When people come to your house and they see this beautiful wreath you made, or they see this beautiful sculpture that you made, and it's like, dog, that's why I don't like so-and-so coming over here, because they always want to buy something.
Absolutely.
That's a hobby, guys. Yeah. Right? That's a hobby. Am I right?
Absolutely. I mean, and I'll give you an example. When I was in college, I wrote poetry just to be writing, just to get it out of my head, just to get my thoughts and stuff like that out. Like you just said, I didn't think much, it was just what I did for fun. It was just what I did. I didn't have any purpose didn't really have, the only purpose was to just get it out of my head, get my thoughts out. But that the way I saw my poetry started to change when people started telling me, wow, you need to do something with this. So they started telling me I should put it in a book and everything like that. So when I started to put it into the book form and I put it in a book, there was a whole different mindset on how I saw my poetry. And it was like, wow, this is something that went from me just thinking, hey, it's just something that I'm doing, to something, wow, I actually have something that affects people and that I can, that can be useful for me. So yeah, it's a hobby. And the way we see things is it's a really fine line, but it's a different way of how we see things and how we look at it, and we can take it or leave it. Or like you said, when we have something that we're just doing, and then folks want you to do it, you're like, I'm just
I got one for you. I remember, and for people that have been connected to me for a while, they'll remember this. I used to do a lot of thrifting, right? Because the whole thing is about the find, right? So I would find, like, I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, I found a Chanel jacket for 50 cents or some Vera jeans, right? But I was like, well, man, if I resell this, I can really make some money. So I bought some for 25 cents and I was selling it for $15. Right?
Wow.
Even though I probably could have got $40 for it. But what I tried to tell people is, you realize how much markup that is? 25 cents, $15, right? But what I realized is that I was fine doing that, long as nobody asked me to do it for them. right? So I had
Exactly.
like some of my friends, I would say, listen, I know you like such and such, and I was at the 25-cent store. That's what I called it. I was like, I
Okay.
was at the 25-cent store and I picked this up for you. I don't know if it's your size. So they like, well, this is my size, blah, blah, blah. If it was their size, I gave it to them.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
If it was not their size, I sold it. So I realized though that was my side hustle because at the time I had to make some money. That's
Okay.
just really what it was, right? It
Mhm.
wasn't anything that I really wanted to do long term. I wasn't trying to be a stylist, or
Right.
anything like that. But just the fact that I was doing it and I was making money, right? When that need was gone, so did the thrifting, the side hustle, I ain't selling no jackets, none of that,
Yeah.
right? But I'm gonna tell you what's interesting. So even with that, I used to remake like jeans into other stuff, skirts,
Oh, wow.
all kind of stuff, right?
Okay.
People started seeing it. Now people want me to make them one, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I had people paying $65, $70 for a remade blue jean skirt because they liked the creativity of it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But it wasn't
Okay.
fun. I'm like, but I just want to do this and put it out there and just talk about it. Right? I don't want to do it for everybody. So then it got to the point where I had to just tell people, yeah, I don't do it anymore.
Uh-huh.
But other people were like, are you crazy? You know how much money you can make. You can bust out 10 of those. But it was merely a hobby.
Uh-huh.
Right? It was a hobby. And with hobbies, no matter how much money you can make, you don't care. You don't want nobody asking you about it.
Right.
And why are we spending so much time on this? In 2018 and beyond, we want you guys to understand how you see your business.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
what it is. Because see, once you know, then you're comfortable with the fact that you ain't making no money because you realize you're just doing this for fun. Right? Or you're comfortable with the fact that you make money 3-4 times a year because you realize this really is a side hustle. I'm just doing this because I want to go to the Super Bowl, or I want to, I need to, my child need some books, whatever, right? I don't want to get school loans, so I need to make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, so that I can, pay for whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's the thing. I'm gonna turn it over to you though to talk about what it means when you see this as a business. Because we've talked about the hobby, we've talked about the side hustle. I'm gonna turn it over to you to tell our viewers, what does it mean? What does it look like when you really see your vision as a business?
And see, that's the thing. And I've started this off because each of my clients this year, I had them, and I not only did I give it to my clients, but I had to do this for myself too, is it wasn't just about how do you see your business. It is. How do you see your business? What does your 2018 business look like? And you can do that from a personal perspective as well. What do you see? How does the 2018 you look like? So what does your 2018 business look like? And it's from 3 different perspectives. The vision that you have for your business, the purpose that you have for your business, and the brand that you're building for your business. Those are the 3 aspects. I'll say that one more time. The vision that you have for your business, the purpose that you have for your business, and the brand that you're trying to build for your business. And we'll start with the vision, which is where you're going. Where are you going? Where are you trying to have your business? This is January of 2018. By December of 2018, where is it that you want your business to be? Where do you see your business at December of 2018? And I put it in this perspective when I was telling them that you should not be the same in December of 2018 that you were in December of 2017. So what are you going to do week by week, month by month, day by day, so that you are a better business in December 2018 than you were in 2017? What vision do you have? That's the vision part of it. Where do you see yourself in these next 12 months? So that's the big picture. Now, how do you get there? Your purpose. What is the purpose of your business? What are you doing? What is it that you're doing? Like you gave the 3. Is it a hobby? Is it a hustle, or is it a business? Because if it's a business, then you need to conduct it and see it as a business. And what do you want the end result to be for your business? What's your purpose? I know everything that JNF does has to have the foundation of to enlighten, empower, and impact. That means it must teach you something, it must equip you with something, and then it must impact you in a way to want to give back to something. So what is your purpose? What do you want people at the end of the day to say about your business as you're going through 2018, and how important that is? What do you want the end result of everybody that has an encounter with you in 2018? What do you want them to come away with? What are they coming away with? Are they coming away with knowledge? Are they coming away with information? Are they coming away with resources? Are they coming away with a product that is a product that is either unlike something that they've had before, or is it a product that they have that they're like, man, I've got to get that product over and over again, or I've got to tell somebody else about this product because it is just phenomenal. What is your purpose of it? And then the last part is your brand. What are you building? What is your brand? At the end of the day, what is it that when you're not around, when people are talking about you, what are they saying about your business? Are they referring your business to other people? Are they talking about it? Are they saying, wow, you know what? I went to this, if you're a speaker, I went to this seminar and the speaker was just off the chain. They gave me some knowledge, some information, some resources that was just out of this world. If they're an attorney like you, they say, man, I went and talked to, attorney Moore, and she was just boom, she was on it. She taught me some stuff that I hadn't even thought about when it had to do with my case or whatever and stuff like that. You just come away with people will come. What do you want people to come away with when they have that encounter with you, with your business, when they buy that product, when they buy that service from you, so that they have an understanding of what that is. So when you see your business from those three perspectives, then you can build off of that. And you build it by doing a couple of things. First, you got to have I call it a fear factor mindset. Fear factor mindset. And the word fear, how most people have the acronym, people say fear is false evidence appearing real, right? Well, I came up with another acronym for fear. And it kind of developed just my thoughts on the fear factor mindset. Most people remember the show Fear Factor, and what you had to do. They had these people doing these outrageous things, these crazy things, and you had to have all right, I'm gonna do this. You had to pump yourself up to be able to do it. Well, you got to have that same mentality about your business in 2018. But fear stands for facing every assignment relentlessly. I'll say that again. Facing every assignment relentlessly. That means everything that you're going after this year, you look at it, instead you don't have resolutions, you don't have goals, you have assignments. How are you going to accomplish this particular assignment that you're trying to accomplish? If it's financially, if you have financial goals, which you should in your business, where do you want to be financially? Where do you want to be as far as a brand, as far as your brand? How do you want to grow your brand? Do you need to speak more? Do you need to network more? Do you need to be engaged in more events? Do you need to do more marketing? All of those things. You have to go after each assignment relentlessly. You have to have what I called in 2017 a be unstoppable mindset, where there's not going to be anything that keeps you from accomplishing those assignments that you want to accomplish. So having that fear factor mindset. And that's setting yourself up in quarters. The first quarter, what do you want to do? Second quarter, what do you want to do? Third quarter, what do you want to do? Fourth quarter, what do you want to do? So that way you kind of break your year out. You want to do the second 3 months, when you want to do that third 3 months, and then the fourth 3 months. When you break it down like that, and then you break it down even more with a month, by month, each month, and then each weekly, it puts you where you can actually see the progress that you're making, and then also get you to where you ultimately want to be in December. So when you have that, you're able to do more. And then the second thing is what I call it your putt game, and that's PUTT. And I don't play golf, but I know a couple of things about golf. But there's what you call your long game, which is where you initially hit the ball, but then your putt game, which is your short game. And putt stands for prepare, prepare, understand, and that will lead you to or give you a demand for your time and your talent. So when you prepare yourself and you understand what it is that you're doing, you will have a more demand on your time and your talent. Your time, meaning your product, your services, your talent, what it is, the skill set that you do. So when you have that, you can look at it from different perspectives. You look at it from that perspective, you'll definitely be able to do and be what it is that that you're trying to be in 2018. And you have you have to look at it from a couple different perspectives. You got to look at it from your industry outlook. Where's your industry? Where's it going in 2018? You should be up to date on that. You should know where your industry is and where it's going in 2018 and even beyond. And even with your budget, we talked about where you want to be financially in your business. You should know where it is that you are, where you're trying to go to, so you can map that out each part of the year. And then the partnerships. What partnerships are you going to develop this year that you did not or might not have had in 2017? Because that will ultimately help you with your brand. That will help you grow your brand. It'll be able to put you in certain markets that you might not have thought about being in.
Let me add something right there, because you just said something.
Mm-hmm.
You just said something about partnerships.
Yes.
Caution. Don't just connect with people because they look good on social media.
Come on,
you
now.
gotta look at who's following these folks, right?
Yep.
In a certain aspect. Understand that every partnership is strategic. There are people that I reach out to and I say, hey, I like this that you're doing, because I'm involved in a lot of different ventures. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I got a lounge. I still have legal clients. I do speaking, because all of that, right? So each person that I connect with, there's an end game in mind, right? Okay, I like this. Maybe it's a great fit for where I want to go with my lounge. Maybe it's the type of thing, just the type of stuff that I want to bring in. Maybe this is the type of market or target market that I'm like, I need to get into that market. I want these people to be my clients, and this person has access to them. You have to look at that.
Absolutely.
Right? You can't just say, I want to work with Leroy McKenzie, so I'm going to try to partner with him on something. Because understand, there's a mutual benefit that's required. Before we get too far into this, though, Leroy, you guys have a fabulous webinar, though, that's coming up. And so I don't want us to keep going without mentioning that. Tell them about your webinar.
Sure. It's the webinar, Building the 21st Century Business webinar that's coming up February 1st. It's a three-part series. That myself and one of my partners that I partner with, business partners, Miss Ann Alston of Alston Tech. And what we do is we take building a 21st century business, and we broke it up into three parts where we talk about business strategies, business branding, business customer service. And we're going to cover in each of those webinars on the February 1st, February 15th, and February the 22nd of next month. It's the 3 Thursdays in February. And we're going to talk about your business, doing business the 21st century way. Through these, we're going to give you strategies. We're going to give you plans on how you can be better in business from those different perspectives. And we want you to come away with plausible, obtainable goal assignments. I almost said goals, assignments that you will be able to put into practice from these webinars right away to be able to affect your business, run your business in a better way in 2018, because that's what it's about in 2018. It's about taking your business to that next level. It's about running businesses effectively, because I know you know this, that I don't want to see businesses not being successful. In 2018, there's far too many businesses, as you know, the percentage of businesses within the first 5 years not being successful is outrageous. And I'm trying to, me personally, and Ann as well, we're trying to put a stop to that. And the way that you do that is by having people ready to go into business. It's not just about, I want to start a business or just starting the business. It's about keeping that business going once the doors are open. and being successful, so that you can not only have something for yourself, but you have something that is passed on legacy-wise, that goes down from generation, going down from generation
right
to generation.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're about. So that's what they'll get from the seminar, from the webinar. I'm sorry, not seminar, webinar.
I'm very excited about that, because I think that and we're gonna have you. I'm gonna have you come back in March after you've completed that, because guys, let me tell you what's important about those three aspects. Everything that they're talking about in this webinar, the businesses that I've worked with, one or more of those things cause their business to fail.
Absolutely.
Think about that. One or more of those things cause their business to fail.
Yep.
That's why it's important when we have people on Power of Attorney and we're talking about, like yesterday, we had Safir Malik, who talked about, you need to have a tax plan. I've been telling y'all that. Right? I'm not a CPA. I don't do tax planning. Right? We have Vanessa Braxton, who said you need to have a CPA, a lawyer, and a great insurance professional. Average small business have none of those folks.
Can I tell you something just about what you just said? I call it having an entrepreneur resource team. Your ERT. Entrepreneur resource team. You gotta have it. You got to have an attorney. You've got that LeTonya Moore. You've got to have an attorney. You've got to have an accountant. You've got to have an insurance person, like you just said. You got to have a graphics person, graphic designer. The importance of that. Having a marketing person, because those are components to running a successful business. I don't know any successful business that doesn't have those things right there that we just talked about.
And they have them. They have them from the very outset. And again, I just want you guys. One of my major goals of doing this morning show is to bring people like Leroy McKenzie and JNF Enterprises and other people that have been on the show, and bringing them together to give you information, right? I always encourage people after the show, when you have questions, you can put your questions in the comment section, because we always go back and look at them and respond and do that throughout the day. But I encourage you to go a bit further and set up a consultation. Tell the people before we go, where can they contact you so that they can possibly set up a consultation or really get direct answers for their particular situation?
Sure. They can connect with us through our website. One of the ways is through our website, www.jnfenterprises.com. We're on the social media pages on Facebook, JNF Enterprises, or my personal page as well, Leroy McKenzie Jr. On Instagram at JNF Enterprises, Twitter at JNF Enterprises 1. So we're all over, and they can email us jnfenterprises@yahoo.com. So any of those means they can connect with us. We can have a initial conversation, talk about their vision, and have them be able to talk about where they are, and then where they want to be, and that we can assist them in getting there, bringing their vision to reality.
Now, here's the thing, right? I don't want y'all saying, well, I ain't going to reach out because I don't have time to write down all of that. So here's what we're going to have Leroy do after the show. He's going to put the website for JNF Enterprises in a comment. Hopefully I'll have time to go in and update the description so that you guys can click it right from there. Number one. Number two, it's not free. And I say that every day. Right. And the reason that I say that is because I don't want anybody to think that a full consultation that's going to tell you what to do in your business is going to be free from a person that this is what they do. I'm not assuming that you want anything for free. See, I have to say this because my guests are really polite and nice people. They don't tell you that. They don't want to come on Power of Attorney and tell you that. But I have to tell you that because we have some new people that's not typically here. So we just want you to know these people don't spend an hour with me in the morning, because what you guys don't know is before the show, we have conversations too. So they're spending a lot of time preparing, being here. They're talking to me before the show. We debrief after the show. So they're spending time so that they can make sure that they're giving you the best information. So listen, go to jnfenterprises.com, right? JNFenterprises.com, connect with these guys, sign up for the webinar, right?
Yes.
It's a 3-part webinar, but it doesn't, if it's a webinar, you can sign up from anywhere. It doesn't matter that he's in Maryland. So again, thank you so much, Mr. McKenzie, for being a part of Power of Attorney this morning. And we are going to have you back in March after this so that we can just talk about some results. Is that okay?
Hey, that's perfect. Sounds great. I look forward to it. I appreciate you having me on your show, and I enjoyed this. I did. And I'm gonna tell you, I know I listened to one of your other podcasts last night too, because I pulled up some because I wanted to get the feel for it. I mean, and you have some great information that you share, great knowledge that you give your guests, and resources. And that's what it's about: sharing information, resources, so that folks can grow in their business and in their personal life.
Awesome. Well, we definitely appreciate that. I will share that with my Tuesday evening co-host. You guys know Mario C. Brown, who's a life coach, mariocbrown.org. I'll definitely share that with him. And guys, until tomorrow, have a blessed day.